How y'all doing? It's Cold Forward the guys. I'm y'all host tonight, Terrence. We got a special guest with us tonight. How you feeling, Ant?
What's good, y'all? What's good? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You know, Monday Night Football was interesting.
It really was.
It was not what I expected. The Rams put boots to ass on the Cardinals.
Listen,
and I was shook.
Yeah, we definitely gonna dive into all that. How you feeling tonight, Quise? How you feeling?
I'm doing good because just chilling. Fucking school's out. Finished the semester with 3 A's and a B, so we're just chilling. It's fucking my boring time of the year, really. Like every time school let out, I'm chilling. Like damn, bro, I ain't really got nothing going on. So.
Yes, shout out to Quise and all the other college students who on the grind right now getting those good grades. I definitely know how that feels, man. Rocking a couple for tonight. But to get straight into it, man, we got the first and 10 segment, our news segment. So it's something that I feel like is kind of big because now it's getting, on a bigger and bigger scale now, especially with the type of players that are testing positive and things like that. So how do y'all feel, how will players being out due to COVID affect teams with Super Bowl aspirations? You got teams like the Rams that have OBJ out. Then you have the Browns who have put 8 players on COVID. Then you got the Chiefs with Josh Gordon. You got the Vikings with Madison. And then there's several other teams and other notable players that we're not even naming. So, and how you feeling COVID will affect? Because you got to think about it. There still are some big games coming at this stretch here. So how will that affect, leading up to the playoffs? How you think that'll affect that?
Overall, I'm not too worried right now because teams have lost people in and out to COVID a lot so far. And the thing that we have seen is if you're vaccinated, that 2 tests, you get to come back. So you might miss a game. You might not miss any games, depending on that. Like we saw like the Chargers had like 5 players out. And by the time game time happened, they only lost 2, right? Because of the way the protocols are set up to allow vaccinated players to play pretty fast, assuming they're asymptomatic. I will say with the severity of some of the outbreaks, are we going to finally see games have to get flexed, moved, postponed, etc.? That is actually what I think might end up being more of the issue, and the NFL doesn't want to do that, and that's pretty big because they started flexing in. This week is the first week we start getting Saturdays. So like it's like, will it fuck with the schedule is really like the thing that I think about the most.
You know what I think about that too? At the same time, while you bring that up though, is that I feel like the NFL at this point is looking at it like, hey, like they missing players, but at the same time, you could be missing players. But if you're not, that's great for you. But if you are, I mean, you got to deal with it. I feel like it's kind of the conditions. Not necessarily saying it's like an injury, but at this point in life, it's a part of our life. So I feel like maybe it's something there like, I mean.
See, that's the thing, though. That's the real problem is at this point in our life, it's a part of our lives, but people is over this. Oh, they are 100% over it. So they're not acting like it's a part of their life no more. And that's why
if everybody would do what they got to do, then we probably wouldn't have no more COVID.
Like people outside, people out here taking body shots off people in bars, traveling for the holidays.
We ain't gonna skip over that shit.
Like, people doing that. Come on, man. People
look, I can tell you for a fact that I was sitting with my girl, scrolling through my Snapchat stories, and like I don't have my phone nothing, and she saw these niggas sharing a bottle in the club, like pouring a bottle into each other's mouth, same bottle. And this is several months
ago. It's out here. There's still those big festivals and stuff going on too. Like people going to them raves and even like the Astro World. Like, what are you?
How you have enough people in one place to create a portal to hell during the pandemic?
Listen, I don't.
That was Astro World. Niggas is outside. They are over it.
Yeah, I think people are like outside. I feel like we get on a tangent of this, but people just outside because they were so cooped up. And normal people ain't used to being cooked up. Like people that have been to prison, jail, military people. Like you tell them to sit still, they're gonna be like, all right, whatever. They might fidget around wherever they're at, but like they can sit still. But I think it's just people are just over it. If everybody got vaccinated and just was mindful, wear your mask, or you gotta wear your mask. If you're outdoors, maybe you can probably not wear it. Be mindful if you go to like a bar or setting or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how you're mindful in a bar setting. Like, I don't really know. Just don't do any hookups, I guess. I don't.
We know
Yeah,
that's
like,
not gonna happen. We
yeah,
might need to
like,
cut that out.
Yeah, people
I don't.
over it, yo.
That ain't happening. But I
And that's
mean,
kind of showing. It's showing
yeah.
with the rate in the NBA and the NFL. People are just getting demolished. And it's not even like they're all Omicron cases or Omicron cases, right? The NFL just confirmed their first Omicron case today.
Hey,
was it
you want to know
yesterday?
something though? Like that we're mentioning this. Like we didn't even mention guys like on yesterday's game. They were missing Jalen Ramsey, Tyler Higbee, and they destroyed the Cardinals.
And a right
But
tackle.
whew, man, and this is crazy. But moving on here, so how alarmed do you think the Cowboys should be with Dak's recent struggles? What you thinking, Keith?
I think they need to be extra worried. Like, when he got that calf injury and everybody was like, do we sit him? Do we play him? It's looking like y'all should have really sat him, to be honest. You got the star power and they can score pretty much at a given, I feel like, because there's so much star power. I think they're going to be losing Tony Pollard for the year or something with his foot. They're still going to be a good team. They're going to win their division. It's just a matter of once the playoffs hit, what that looks like for them. I don't got them going to Super Bowl. Cowboys fans, they got them winning Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah.
Every year. That's every year.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's like Dax reached his ceiling in a way of like what he's going to give you at most, what he's going to give you, and then you got the issues with Zeke. Can Zeke ever get back to his form, or he's really that banged up where he can't? Tony Pollard's out now, and you saw how good he looked. And it's just like, they got probably arguably the best. He could probably be defensive player of the year with fucking Micah Parsons. If Diggs keep picking the ball off, they're gonna have a competition. Like it's crazy out there in Dallas. I mean, they got a lot to be thankful for. I feel like, but
yeah,
it's not Super Bowl this year. I just don't see it. There's too many tough teams out of the NFC for you to have to run through.
Definitely. What you thinking, Ant? How you feel about Dak's recent struggles?
I'm with you. Dak's struggles have been concerning, but I think you're on the other side of it already. So when Dak injured his calf, he was struggling when he came back, but we also saw Dak not being mobile, not moving around, not running for those extra yards. This week, we saw Dak actually using his legs for the first time in a while and using them relatively often. So I feel like he's like the time to panic was a couple of weeks ago, not when he's kind of turning the corner and getting things going back together, right? So I think Dallas is actually, it's odd to say this, but they're trending in the right direction and kind of getting things back to where they need to be. And their opponents at the end of the season are all going to be quite easy. Like quite easy. They have like a bunch of NFC East games. They got to play the Washington football team again. They got to play the Eagles twice. And I think that's it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely have to agree with y'all. I mean, it's concerning when you look at that's supposed to be the strength of their team, and Dak obviously, is one of the players. At the beginning of the season, I had him as comeback player of the year, but as of late, after the injury and everything, definitely has been struggling. Throwing interceptions. He wasn't using his legs, and then against Washington, still didn't necessarily have a good game. Overthrows, interceptions. I mean, it's concerning when you look at like, hey, our offense is supposed to be, winning us these games primarily. Then we got guys on defense that can step up and make plays. So, I mean, I think they should be concerned with it for sure. And they got to try to find a way to, maybe alleviate some of the pressure off of Dak. I mean, I know, Zeke ain't been the same. Not sure who their other running back is, but I mean, somebody got to do something.
It's weird, Terrence, like you saying, like with the running back thing. We're not even counting that their offensive line is getting older. Like the left tackle, Tyron Smith, is old. I forget the guard. You're like, then you're gonna have to retool the offensive line. You got Zeke's contract next year. I don't even know what you do with Amari Cooper because I don't want.
Do we have Zeke's contract next year? The way Tony Pollard playing?
Yeah, like so. Yeah, they're gonna cut Zeke.
They got shit.
We
got O-line money. That's what we got.
They said we.
They really. You gotta think they really don't because you look at it. I don't know how much money I had the salary cap thing. I think I sent it in the chat to y'all. But when you look at it, even if they cut Zeke, they probably do a saving. But they pay Amari Cooper ridiculous amount of money. Dak is getting cashed out. And don't get me wrong, I'm happy he got his money, but I damn sure wouldn't have paid him that much.
He got paid.
Overly paid.
They gotta pay Gallup, who's probably also gonna have to leave in free agency.
Then another year or two, they got CD.
I think Gallup's leaving. Trevon Diggs.
They're gonna have to pay him. They're gonna have to pay CD Lamb. I mean,
but they got some years on CD, right?
I mean, maybe like another 2 if they pick up the 5th year or something.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, but like they got a little bit of time. But same thing with Trevon Diggs. He's still young. So I mean, but that's what I'm saying. They got those are still coming up though in the future, and it's like, hey, like, how we finna spend this money?
Bro, going into next year's projected cap table, they're negative 12 mil in the cap. They're 30th out of 32 teams. Okay, bro. What the hell you think they about to do, bro?
Yeah, Zeke not getting paid.
I guess Zeke.
Yeah.
Zeke, that's what they about to do.
You gonna cut Zeke and save what? Okay, say you save 5 mil. All right, cool.
What?
Yeah.
Zeke make buku bucks.
Yeah, but when you cut them, you ain't gonna save a ridiculous amount of money. It's gonna be 5
It depends
maybe
on when
12.
you cut him. Actually,
Yeah.
It depends on or trade, but they were gonna have to cut him because of his cap hit.
Yeah,
sure. But I don't know if they cut him or not. Like they might rework him if he wants to stay longer. Ooh, nah, bro.
He got paid.
Yeah.
What you looking at?
I'm looking at Zeke is on contract through 2026.
Bro, exactly. He got paid, bro. He got paid.
Yeah, bro. And Zeke's money actually don't start hitting until next year.
So if they release him, they're paying him to release him too. They ain't saving as much as you normally would. Because normally
they can't release him. I don't like his base salary is 12 mil next year, which is coincidentally what you say they are over the cap, but like
maybe they can get him off the books. They might be able to get a trade for him. I mean, there got to be some teams.
But then you're not even accounting for like Amari's contract. Like, do you think Amari deserves that money? Like, I think he's consistent, but I'm not paying Amari Cooper that much money, bro.
If you think Amari deserves that money, then you have to think
Dak deserves that money.
I actually was gonna say Allen Robinson.
Oh, definitely. He deserves
if you think Amari Cooper deserves the contract he has, and I think Allen Robinson needs to get paid.
Yeah, Allen Robinson he need to be at the door like, hey, give me all the cash.
Yeah, he should get paid.
If you ask me to pick, I'm taking Allen Robinson. I think maybe route running is probably in Amari's favor compared to Allen, but I think Allen is way better at catching the ball.
He's also more consistent when he's bought in. I mean, that's not the case now, but
would you be bought in?
I would not.
Oh, okay.
I would not. Like, look, when OBJ was like, you got to trade me because I'm at the end of my guaranteed money, I was like, facts. Yeah. Which also is Amari Cooper's situation. Amari Cooper is also at the end of his guaranteed money. Next season, he has no guarantees on his contract.
Maybe they feel like they can get off of him.
He still makes 20 mil a year. He still makes 20 mil a year in base contract, but like he has no guarantees left. All of his guarantees were in last year and this year.
Okay. But I mean, Dak gonna give him the ball, so he can definitely reach those incentives for sure. And that's the thing too. But moving on here, so do y'all think it's time for Urban Meyers to be out in Jacksonville?
Right. We can answer this real short and sweet. Yes, fire that man, bro. If you want to see Trevor Lawrence end up like Andrew Luck, keep him. If you want to see Trevor Lawrence be something, let his ass go. Because ain't no way you just had James Robinson, who was an undrafted free agent last year, annihilate the league. And then this year, you just don't play him. You just don't give him the ball. And it would make all the sense in the world to have him running because you have a rookie quarterback.
Yo, can I talk to you about this?
What's up?
He never believed in James Robinson. He always thought that James Robinson was like
ETN.
Yeah, exactly. He always thought James Robinson was a no talent dude who somehow was able to produce on a team that was bad with nobody else that was good on it, and he would not be able to repeat because James Robinson went to Illinois State, right? It is not even really D1. It's technically D1 in basketball, but not football. That's where he went. No, I'm serious. That's where he went. So Urban Meyer, who came from college, who thinks he understands the value of all these college players, never valued him. He never had a chance with Urban Meyer as his coach. And definitely that Travis Etienne pick that you're talking about is exactly why. Ain't no way in fucking hell you spend. It was a first round pick.
Yes, it was a first round pick. Yes.
Not doing.
That was insane. And like y'all say, like the little to no development of Trevor Lawrence. And then we're gonna throw on top of all these off the field issues that have been, amounting to this point.
You got Marvin Jones mad, who played for the Lions and didn't ever say anything getting into it Urban Meyer. Okay, like
but you heard what he did. You heard what he did. Marvin Jones seemed to feel like you wilding. What you just did is so disrespectful. Like, I'm leaving because I can't fucks with you. Like, they had to call him back. The niggas that Urban Meyer ran into the ground in front of all the players had to tell Marvin Jones to come back and that it was okay that Urban Meyer embarrassed a grown-ass man in front of a bunch of other grown-ass men in a way that nobody should be able to talk to you without getting the hands. Like, that's why Marvin Jones left. He was like, I can deal with losing. I can deal with being trash. We don't even really win games where I came from. But what I can't deal with is you just like no, for real. He was just like, are that
I'm not gonna cap
to you, human being.
I'm not gonna cap to you. I don't know what was said, but throughout my time in coaching, I've seen coaches fight. I've seen coaches, get into arguments. I've seen the head man, might as well say, disrespect, the assistants and stuff. So for me,
it's different though. I feel like once you get to I feel like in college, maybe they're still slightly younger than you, but everybody in the league, bro, that's like, you're grown. Like, imagine you work at the bank and somebody, like one of your coworkers disrespect you, or like a subordinate, it's gonna rub you differently than it would at a job.
Imagine
you start
having
off
your
as a
boys
GM.
Disrespect
and
though.
people talking to you the way your coaches used to talk to you now.
Yeah, no.
That's what I say. Imagine having your boys and your coaches talking to you now the way they used to talk to you.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. My college coach used to son everybody under him. Literally. My coach say, listen, you ain't gonna piss further than him.
Bro, I remember, it's normal though. You gonna get into it with your coaches, because I done got into it with a couple of my coaches. Not like altercations, but being ready to get into it with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then again, the difference is that's at a high school, college level compared to NFL level, where y'all grown. Yeah, we know what we're trying to do. We're trying to work so everybody get better. It's not. I don't know. He not fit to be the coach of Jacksonville.
So what apparently he did was he had all the coaches in there with the players and shit, and he walked around the room and pointed at them as like, have you ever won a championship? They said no. And he goes, okay, explain to people why you're ass at what you do and why you never won. And then when that person got done, he went to the next one. And then the next one. And then the next one.
Oh, I wouldn't answer. I just got up and
exactly. Minka. That's why, that's what I'm saying. Marvin Jones can handle losing, being a laughing stock, being terrible, but he was just like, yo, this is wild.
Bro,
it has nothing to do with the play on the field, and that's why he has to leave.
He ain't never won at the NFL level. So if I was one of those players, I would have stepped on it quick and been like, hold on, are we in college? Are we in the NFL? So which one is it?
Listen, I would have stood up and said, what's our record? Are you our head coach? Yes or no? Listen, are you our head coach? Yes or no? What's our record? That's the only thing that needs to be said. Listen, you are head coach, right? Are we winning games?
Look, I couldn't. I know I would have fought somebody because I've almost fought a coach.
Oh, I've been there, but you gotta think this dysfunction, bro, is not good for your development of the franchise quarterback you just took. We done seen people. You seen it with luck. The Colts couldn't protect him. Man said, you know what? I'm leaving.
I'm not worried about that.
Did you remember
always going to be ass for Trevor Lawrence, no matter who the coach was.
That's true too.
Jaguars.
No,
I'm not worried about that. He was almost always going to be ass, right? Just like Justin Fields was almost always going to be running for his life in a terrible situation. Just like everybody, not Mac Jones.
But that's just that. but they were going to still be able to develop. You seen Justin Fields early on, even like, he did just come back from the injury, but you saw him getting progressing. You saw Mac, even in that system, he was looking sharper. Like, okay, like he's getting the ball out even quicker. He knows where he's going right away. And he could do all that, but he was just doing it more. And it was just the rhythm of which he was doing it. So I think
but Trevor Lawrence's situation is way worse. Like Justin Fields was on a playoff team. The Bears were in the playoffs last year. Justin Fields went to a playoff team. We trash. I can't front, but we were in the playoffs last year. The Jazz got the number 1 pick in the draft. There's levels to this shit. That's all I'm trying to say. What it is about Urban Meyer is that he can't build a culture. I don't care what's going on the field. Like Dan Campbell, they can't win for nothing.
Bro, he got them players is bought into Dan Campbell, exactly. Bro. I don't care what you say, bro. Them players play hard for Dan Campbell.
You can tell a man out there crying in his interviews and stuff because he know they putting everything on the line. They
barely really see them become a better football team
sometimes.
Yes. Yeah.
Have they really become a better football team?
They're competitive.
They've been competitive all season long. Are the Lions really better now than they were in week 1?
I think so.
Think about it. I don't think so. They've been competitive and losing all season long.
But I
don't think they look different, but their culture and the way they respond to losing
is different.
And the way that they see is different. And that's really what it is for me.
I think
not what's on the field.
The other issue too is Jared Goff. I don't think Jared Goff's bad, but he can't be the quarterback for them because he needs so much to be right. And they're not at the point where everything is right for him. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Jared Goff is bad. I think the Rams, granted, they wanted Stafford, but I think they could have kept Jared Goff and brought in the pieces they brought in and say, Cam Akers and those dudes stay healthy. I'm not saying he would put up the numbers that Matthew Stafford has, but I still think you get those wins, and the big difference, like we always talk about, is just their running game. You know what I'm saying? The Rams aren't running the ball how they did when they went to the Super Bowl. So at the end of the day, I don't care how electric Matthew Stafford looks. He looks great. I don't care that Cooper Kupp is the best receiver in football right now, arguably. And then Odell looks like he's back at it. And Aaron Donald is playing good. All that shit's not making no difference because when it gets to the time where they got to run the ball against that Bucs D or they got to go against that Packers defense, or say the Cardinals last night have J.J. Watt, he's actually healthy and maybe he makes a difference on the field for them. And you're not getting all that time to throw the ball. Then it's okay, what do we do,
So to continue on this Tyrant Quise is on right now about this Monday night football game that we all watched yesterday. So do y'all feel like the prime time is too big for the Cardinals, who have pretty much surprised us all this season? I mean, statistically, they played better on the road this year than they played at home. And it's, ideally, going into the playoffs, you would like to have home field advantage. But in this case, they statistically played better on the road, got more turnovers at home, and their record is worse at home as well. So what do you think, Ant? What do you think about that?
I don't think the moment's going to be too big for them. That game on Monday night, it's weird, but Cliff Kingsbury, if he calls that game without pressing,
it might be better, yeah.
It might be better. If he just kicks the field goals, right?
Definitely should have.
If he kicks the field goals, they actually have 6 more points in that last drive where they kick that final field goal. And
you want to know the thing, though, Ant? So they go as Kyler goes, and he won't play good. And I think that's why he was being so aggressive.
But that's why you kick the field goal.
I think so too, but I think he's saying we're not playing good. Yeah.
I'm not worried about the moment being too big. They got down fast because the Rams came out really, really strong.
They did.
And it put them on their heels all game. And that was my big moment. I'm not super worried about them. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not super worried. I just feel like they pressed.
I think they're like that Ravens team in 2019, that they're putting people away early. And if they can't put you away early, then it's going to be interesting because then you might be able to stay in the game with them. And then it's like if you play a team like you played the Rams, who if you give them chances, like you saw Matthew Stafford, he's like, I'm going to take the chance you give me every time. So then it's like, and I'm not saying the Cardinals can't play from behind or nothing. I'm just saying they're meant like that 2019 with the Ravens that should have went to the Super Bowl. They're meant to get out and just roll from the go. And you got Kyler coming back from injury. Nuke didn't look good. You know what I'm saying? Different things like that. And you can see on those, they got to, I think it was like the 5-yard line. Nuke was in single man coverage. And like Kyler, a little badass kid.
He walked over to him and told him, hey, I'm going to throw you the ball.
He said, wait, he looked, bro. You can see his head. He looked, whoa, I'll throw you the ball, right? And they couldn't get it. They couldn't get it going. One was a bad throw. Another one, he just missed him, and he just didn't put it over him. So
I think it got tipped.
And then Nuke dropped the touchdown pass.
He did drop one.
Tie the game.
Yeah,
exactly. So it's just like I think the time was off because they haven't played a little bit. But like Ant said, it's not something to sweat. But the only thing that I would pay attention to is just if they can't get out the hot starts that they're used to. That's the part of it I would pay attention to. But is it a problem to be like, oh, they're screwed? No. They do look like they need a corner, though. I ain't gonna lie. This offseason free agency, they might want to go shopping for a corner if they can get one of those.
Yeah, I have to agree with both of y'all for sure. I'm not too pressed or too worried about it. But the thing with the Cardinals is their running game isn't really that good. And then you got, their team goes as Kyler goes. If Kyler doesn't play well, just like last night, as a team, honestly, they don't look that good. And then you got the Rams, who obviously have seen him, every year, multiple times a year since he's been in the league. But if you try to keep him in the pocket, just like, let's say Von Miller does, presses the edge, and as he goes to try to break the pocket, you're just mirroring him at this point and not necessarily rushing up the field and give him a lane to just take off down the field. And then, hey, keep him in the pocket. He goes to pass the ball, get your hands up, get some tips, get some interceptions like they did last night. I mean,
they were missing
the formula.
They were missing Chase Edmonds too, though.
Yeah,
so they weren't able
but
to.
James Conner been balling though. My man out here got the most one-hand catches in the NFL.
But they use James much how like Mark Ingram used to get used for the Ravens, how Lenny gets used for the Bucks.
But I think James Conner's proven his work though. Like he's proven that he's more than just a one-trick powerhouse running back. He's making people miss an open field, everything.
Can I say something about that? I think it's just the evolution of players realizing like they got to evolve their game. I think I'm pretty sure you can find someone older like from back in the day that did it too. But like, remember Mark Ingram? He was a third down back, but it wasn't so much that if he could catch the ball all the time. Then in Baltimore, he's catching the ball, no problem. He's bruising people. You got Lenny. Lenny was just a bruiser. Like the Jags ran him in the dirt. Lenny rejuvenates his career with the Bucks. People are like, oh, well, can Lenny catch the ball really? So now you don't even see them using Giovanni Bernard because Lenny's catching the ball. So it's like, that's okay, well, we can use Lenny. And then Rojo's just chilling on the bench, which is crazy because you got Lenny.
That's insane. That's insane.
But Lenny's getting 8 receptions with 50 plus yards. Then he's putting 100 on the ground. So it's like, well, damn, like, why would we throw off his rhythm? They're essentially doing what Jacksonville did to Lenny, but just in a more like a lesser way. Like he's not getting beat up. But I think it's nice to see players do that. And you see it with James Conner, even though I still think like it's better for them having him and Chase Edmonds.
Like, definitely.
It's not a load where you can just hand it off to James and be like, hey, if that was the case, trust me, somebody would have snagged him if it was one of those cases. Like,
remember his last year was in Pittsburgh. He actually put up okay numbers, but that Pittsburgh offensive line was so terrible. He got a lot of flack. His stock dropped because they were like, he's really ineffective as a rusher. He can catch, right? Because honestly, he was just getting dump offs from Mason Rudolph all day long because they had no offensive line. So he had no blocking. And I think this is actually a come up year for him because after getting all that shit in Pittsburgh, and they were like, that's why we let go of you and got Najee Harris, who, by the way, fantastic. Love Najee. But now he's over here in Arizona with 15 plus touchdowns, looking insane because surprisingly, you got to have fucking blocking to be effective as a running back.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what I'm saying. I feel like he has definitely increased his stock. And I mean, he's playing well. I mean, catching the ball great. I mean, he's running the ball effectively for this Arizona team whose rushing attack isn't that good, honestly.
Fun fact, Barry Sanders only running back running behind no offensive line. Let me say that here and now. James Conner damn sure ain't that quick. And hey, he is not running one side of the field. Well, can't go here.
Yeah, he ain't doing all of that, but he doing his thing a little bit.
He playing good though. I ain't gonna hold. Yeah, he is playing good.
So we got some allegations against Dan Snyder. So the thing here is, so Snyder and the legal team tried to disrupt the NFL's sexual harassment probe, allegedly. So, and we're gonna throw big words out there in parentheses, allegedly. So, how you feel about that, Ant?
Yo, not surprising. Everybody should have known this was happening because everybody knows that he did it. And that's why Gruden sued the NFL, because he was like, wait. Y'all caught me up on my emails connected to his probe, but y'all ain't find nothing on this nigga?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Like, look, okay. John Gruden should have been fired, whatever, but his lawsuit, if that's what he wants to focus on, is quite fair. It's like, y'all probe like 90,000 emails connected to this guy who, by the way, the pictures that you all
he probably got receipts.
Emails, the pictures that y'all found in my emails were of the Washington football team cheerleaders that his organization flew out, took their passports, used them for like basically as prostitutes for high profile like investors. Like, bruh, he did that shit. Of course he tried to obstruct the investigation. He guilty, bruh. Like, come on. He working. He ain't trying to lose his team. Of course he did it.
I don't even know how this man is even still, like, I get how he's still owner because it's hard to just take the team from him.
Nah, he must be like this with Goodell, other than Robert Kraft. Him and Goodell must be.
There has to be a way for them to be like, you know what, you like. I just honestly, I would low key relocate that whole team, give them a new owner because their whole. I don't like how they handle shit. But when they did Sean Taylor situation, how they did it, because they could have retired this man's jersey.
That was messed up, bro.
That was the most hoish shit I've ever seen an organization do. And like after that, I was over it. So I could care less what happens with the football team. I think you
definitely get. It's so bad they don't even got a name yet. That's how bad it is. Just go ahead and get them up out of here. So I'm
trying to think. Relocate the team to fucking anywhere. Like,
so the issue with this is I actually was in a meeting with like the new like head of diversity for the NFL, and the way that they are chartered, all these teams are really independent contractors, like independent entities. It's much different than the NBA, right? So it is actually very, very hard to get them to make teams comply with certain demands and actions, etc. And owners like to protect owners.
Oh, you know
because like, let's not set the precedent for going through dirty laundry and then it comes around and gets me because I'm just like him because he's just like me because we're all kind of the
scratch
same
your
guy.
Back, you scratch mine. That's all it is.
Yeah, like it's like they're gonna have to get him with lockbox key everything they can.
Yeah, I'm sure it goes full circle for sure. I mean, it's a lot of things that goes on behind the scenes that we have no clue that's going on, but we might have a idea. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it came out that, hey, this person was doing this in this organization. Like, oh, that ain't no surprise. Like, I might have thought highly of them or more of them, but end of the day, I ain't surprised. So, I mean, moving on here, we got AB's future up in the air. So Bruce Arians has yet to make a final decision about his status. He even stated that it could go either way, quote unquote. So how you feeling about AB's future, Keith? You think he end up getting the boot, or you think they're like, listen, I don't care what you did, my boy, come on back?
I think this is on Bruce. I don't think it's on Tom anymore. I think like originally it was Tom getting him there and like, no, he's here. And then now I think it's like, that this is the hiccup where it's like, Bruce said if he had that hiccup, he like nobody would pretty much save him. Like I'm deciding if you gonna be here or you're not. And I just feel like you look at it now, I think they're supposed to get Scotty Miller back pretty soon at some point. So if you get Scotty Miller back, you got the young dudes. Maybe you don't bring AB back. But then again, you see how Brady is when he doesn't have Gronk or AB. So I feel like that's a big risk in a way you're willing to take. But I get it because like Bruce Arians is pretty by the book.
You got to set the standard
with what he says, and then what AB did legally is fucking wrong. Like federally, boy. I don't think he's gonna get charged like a normal person would, because of money. But that's pretty crazy. He got suspended 3 games, so
yeah,
and he's gonna be rusty. You gotta think coming back from the injury and going into the playoffs. So like,
it's insane.
this just ain't been booming, bro.
Yeah, but the same. It's been the same story with AB, and not in a good way for the past couple of years. So I feel like Bruce Arians, in a sense, is also looking at like the whole picture. Like, hey, like, it ain't like, oh, this is a one-time, mistake, one-time thing. This is like, nah, my boy, you've been messing up for years at this point. Got to us, and I didn't give you a couple of these already, my boy.
No, I wouldn't. If I'm Bruce, I'm letting them go. I
don't think they will though.
Yeah, no, I don't think they will because they need them. They need them,
be
bro.
who you can afford to be, and unfortunately, Antonio Brown is so fucking talented that he can kind of afford to be this guy.
Yeah, it's true. It's strange as it is because you look back in his Pitt days. I meant to bring this up to you guys. Like, he was able to be that dysfunctional, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Mike Tomlin is a great coach, right? He's top 5 in the league right now. But then you look at it, Mike Tomlin let AB get away with that. So did that set the culture for how those other receivers act? People bring up Juju making TikToks. I don't give a fuck about Juju making TikToks. You know why? Because Juju plays hard. People get caught up in him making TikToks before the game. You know what? Funny. He plays hard. Chase Claypool, on the other hand, I don't know what the hell this man doing, bro. But did that disrupt the culture because you let AB run wild?
Could have.
No, because a lot of those guys predate AB, not Juju.
But it trickles down though. I feel like it trickles down because then you
stigma lingers.
Yeah, Juju that was there with him. Like, hey, yeah, AB's not here anymore, but pretty much Juju now becomes AB.
Juju ain't doing the same shit as AB, but he still got antics,
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm saying.
A younger player's like, oh, I can do that, but they not producing. Like, it's not a big deal. I'm saying right now, Juju making TikToks ain't no fucking big deal. Like,
Juju shit was distracting eventually.
It's a big deal when you making TikToks and getting y'all ass whooped. That's when it's a big deal.
And when you like doing it on the other team's logo and the other team is now using it as bulletin board material, like when it became a distraction, it became problematic. Like when he was doing them on the logo, because that was kind of his thing pregame, right? And the team started using that as bulletin board material. You know how people are sensitive about the logo, right? On the middle of the Raiders just doing that and then getting their shit all the way pushed in.
Boy.
Right? Like, people sensitive about the logo. Like the Ravens and the Titans were going back and forth with their little shit. Like, was it 2 years ago or last year?
It's been the last 2 years, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? Like, people were sensitive about the logo. Like, the making TikToks in and of itself is not problematic, but it becomes where you can take it too far to the point where it becomes a negative and it doesn't gain the team anything.
All right. Well, I agree with that.
Terrence, if you Bruce, you bringing AB back or you cutting him? What you doing?
At some point, you got to set the standard. So at this point, I feel like you got to cut them because you got guys who are, I'm not saying they're AB, but you got guys that are talented, like a Scotty Miller. If Tyler Johnson can catch the damn ball, you got him. You got,
Ant got a valid point. That talent that AB has is generational and ain't nobody. He the best receiver with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin on that team. That's the thing. Bucks fans need to realize that. Granted, Chris Godwin gets spoon-fed the ball, and I think he's having a great year. But AB is uber talented and better than them, and he's 3 inches shorter than both of them.
It's crazy. It's insane. I mean, I don't think he gets released or cut, whatever, but
his chemistry with Tom is dumb too.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. You see, Tom, you dropped the ball a couple times with Tom. All right, I'm not fucking with you, bro. You do that dumb shit over there. He gonna throw it to Gronk and he gonna throw it to AB. And I don't blame him. Like, it's smart plan. Like, oh, you gonna keep dropping because Chris Godwin and Mike Evans will do that.
Yeah, they will.
It's so weird to me because people consider them like the best duo, but they drop the ball. They produce, but they drop the ball. It's like, bro, like, what if you would have caught that? Like, it's weird
for sure.
Because you look at it, you don't see Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson drop the ball. I don't see Devontae Adams by himself getting spoon-fed dropping the ball. Nuke never really drops the ball.
Honestly, yeah, he got to be some serious rush.
But that's the thing. Like, they be getting put in those categories. So then you start putting them against those dudes. Yeah, their numbers together are probably better than some of those dudes. But then you look at like, okay, well, those dudes aren't missing their opportunities. And like they might not have someone on the other side of them that can draw people like, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. It's hard to double them because, well, all right, well, we double them. Do we trust our safety?
You're going to give up something.
Yeah, do we trust our safety with Gronk? Every team don't got a Derwin James. Every team can't be like, Derwin James, get our tight end. You know what I mean? It's not happening.
I mean, they're in a peculiar situation. I mean, they definitely got to. I mean, I think Bruce Arians is going to take his time. I don't think it's going to be something that's going to happen overnight. Ultimately, he might just give them some kind of team punishment, honestly. Like, oh, as a team, we're going to suspend you another game or something.
Well, he suspended, 3? He just missed one game, right?
Yeah.
He missed his first game?
I thought that was the second.
Okay, if that's the second,
It
right?
might have been.
He'll get in there, hopefully. And the good thing is, I mean, the thing they need to be looking forward to is that if they can get him reps before the postseason.
Bruce just might fine him like, hey, listen, you got to pay this much in a fine or something, bro. We got to make it seem like we did something as an organization.
Not even that he did get the fine. If Bruce keeps him, honestly, he ain't coming back next year. This is his last year being a Buck.
Yeah, it's like you ain't really worried about the culture of the organization and him not getting punished because the culture now runs through Tom Brady, and we know what it is, right?
That's true.
And we know what he's going to demand of people on the field. Like that was like the greatest part about Belichick, right? Is that he had a guy next to him that could set the culture in the room always for him over that like 20-year span. So like, I think it's just more of AB hasn't got paid in a while because he's been suspended those 3 games. He was already on IR for 2 of them, 2 of the 3. Like they might suspend him, take a little bit more money, but like
that's what I'm saying.
They want him on like they want him on the field as soon as he can get on there because they want him to get those reps. They want him to get back into the system. They want him to get back into game speed because he was dealing with like a high ankle sprain or something like that. Something in the leg.
Boy, ankle is looking like a doorknob, bro.
Yeah,
oh my God.
You gotta let a guy dealing with that kind of get back into his thing. He ain't gonna push off as hard at first, cut as tight because like he's gonna be favoring the leg. You need to get him like comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree.
He caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl last year.
Boy, he was feasting.
Yeah, I'm like, they know they want him there because if that's their best strength right now is if somebody goes down in a skill position, there are bodies and bodies and bodies behind them, right? They lose Mike Evans, they still got one of the best duos in football. They lose AB, they still got it. Not to mention Gronk, right?
Yeah.
They lose Fournette, Rojo now comes in, Giovanni Bernard now comes in. Like they are stacked on purpose.
They are definitely.
They don't want to lose that. That depth is everything because we saw what happened in Kansas City on the other side.
Yeah, that's true.
Big facts. So we gonna went on a little tangent about AB here and what we think. Y'all definitely let us know what y'all think as well. So now we're gonna move on to the halftime segment here. We got Quise gonna give us a rundown of this top 10 and let us know who was on fire this past weekend.
So yeah, we got top 10. Same thing as we always do. 6 through 10 ain't no stats, just names. 1 through 5, I'm dropping stats. It's a real interesting week of football. If you guys got something different than my top 10, get at us over on Twitter. Quote the tweet, drop your top 10. Let me know. People be jumping all over the top 10s every time they see them. Oh, I don't agree with this. They make one. You tell somebody to make one, they just don't make it. But I got playoff Lenny at 10. He's having a year. He's looking good. It's crazy. I got 9, Rasul Douglas. This man has been getting picks and touchdowns, pick sixes. It's ridiculous. He's having a year. I got Tyler Lockett. There was a Tyler Lockett sighting. Big shout out to Chris over on Ball Hawks. I know he was happy about that. I got Aaron Donald at 7, Cooper Kupp at 6. 5, I got Micah Parsons. 3 tackles, 2 sacks, forced fumble. It was a strip sack. It was forced fumble. I think it's fumble. No, that was mine.
Man, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was watching the game. He got a sack. I was watching Red Zone. He got a sack, and then it came back, and I'm like, they just showed this. I was like, oh, this is another one. I'm like, yeah, dang, is they even blocking this man?
How they use him is insane. I'm not gonna lie. And then 4, we got Myles Garrett. He had 3 tackles, a sack, a forced fumble, strip sack, touchdown, picked it up, scooped it. Insane. Cleveland got real lucky having this man. He's a difference maker because that defensive line don't be helping him. Well, I don't know what Javion Clowney got going on, but if I got to play with Myles Garrett, I'd be having a time of my life. Like, okay,
bored. I'd be too happy.
Yeah, 3, I got Mr. Dalvin Cooks. We know he had them legal issues looming, whatever. We don't know what's going on with that. 27 touches, 205 yards, 2 tubs. This man is, when I say the only person in the league at running back that's better than him is Derrick Henry, I literally mean the only running back better than him is Derrick
He
Henry.
almost had 200 in the first half, and then you got Kirk Cousins out here about to get a game away. Yo, stupid ass little boy.
Yes.
Nah, bro, that shit ain't no, y'all leave Kirk alone. Leave Kirk alone.
All right,
Look,
we're gonna
leave
leave
him alone, especially because you had him in your top 10 last week. I said
I didn't get on him.
like 3.
Man, so
3.
Kirk
3 was high. 3 was
so
high.
Kirk
but I'm
ain't about
just-
to find a way. Kirk ain't about to find a way to lose that game.
No, their defense did.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I
Their
get on
defense
I
keep
get
doing it. How you let the fucking Lions march down the field after Kirk Cousins just won the game for you all? You let the Lions walk down the field like they was the 07 Patriots.
Well, I didn't say that was his fault. I'm talking about this past weekend
I don't care.
against the Steelers.
Bro, no, their defense is so bad. Like Kirk been looking good, but he can't just save. Like it's equivalently to what Patrick Mahomes was having to do early on with the Chiefs defense. Like it's at some point it's just too damn much. Like, what do you want me to do? You know, you want me to go tackle people too for you? They just the dude. You saw the dude catch the touchdown for the Lions. It was the most, bro. On Madden, I could have put my defensive lineman out there to play fucking zone coverage right there, and he would have did a better job than what they did. Like I don't.
Insane.
I feel bad for Harrison Smith because it's just a bad life to be. I got George Kittle at 2. He had 13 receptions, 151 yards, and a tub. He's the first tight end in consecutive games to do that, other than Shannon Sharp. He tied Sharp. You know, you saw how special Shannon Sharp was. I think George Kittle, when he is healthy, yes, Gronk's 1 in the league, but I think Kittle could probably make a case at taking 2 from Kelsey, maybe at points at a time. Like I
Kelsey
don't know.
been looking like a dud, man.
I think Kelsey just been off this year. I know how special he is. Kelsey's definitely special. He's just been off this year.
He's definitely
but
special.
Kelsey is just the difference maker out of all of them. I think he's more elusive than all of them. But I also think Kittle is elusive and he's running people over just like how Gronk does.
Yeah, he's just like,
he can block.
Yeah, boy, he gonna get his pancakes.
That's
every
honestly
game.
a difference. Like, and I feel like that's huge. Like, if I had to give somebody the nudge behind Gronk, it would be Kittle, due to the blocking. Like, because he can go and put up almost 200 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns, like he just did, right?
Are you a receiver
And he
or
gonna
a tight end?
pancake people.
Yeah, and it's not to say. That's not to say Travis Kelsey don't block. People be saying he don't. He do be blocking. He just don't block as good as George Kittle.
Exactly.
Because I think Kittle blocks better than Gronk too. But I think if you think of Gronk as a whole, it's just disrespectful for him to be that big and just running through people or getting open like he does. So then I know this is going to be controversial for Ant, but I own the Bears. Shicey Rogers in the building at 1. He had a day. My man went 29 for 37, 4 tubs. I'm not gonna lie to you. Early on, the Bears made this game real competitive because I watched it. I watched it too. It wasn't real competitive, like, you know, but they were in the game. I'm like, this is
doing stuff
nice.
like returning kicks and stuff.
Yeah,
like, okay.
Jakeem Grant looked wild, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened after halftime, but Shicey Rogers said,
adjustments. All right. I know what happened after halftime. You were like, yo, why don't we just move Devontae Adams around the formation so Jalen Johnson can't just shadow him all game long? And then Matt Nagy, Sean Desai, and then everybody else on our team was like, what if we just didn't adjust for that?
Bro, the crazier thing about it was that people were trying to deem Jalen Johnson as like the shutdown corner. I'm like,
he was playing nice though. When he was shadowing Devontae Adams in the first half, he had like 1 catch, maybe 2.
Yeah, bro. He was playing good in the first half.
And then they moved him around.
Jalen
Johnson stopped his shadow, and then he got 7 catches and exploded in the second half. I'm not saying
y'all remember that Devontae Adams probably was iffy of playing because of the injury with his hamstring. Like he was probably like not gonna play. So I think Jalen Johnson is y'all best corner. He's really good, but he's not like Jalen Ramsey would have followed him, and even running through people would have.
The thing is, Jalen Ramsey is allowed to follow. They scheme for Jalen Ramsey to follow.
He moved to the slot too as well this year.
Rams get out there and they're like, well, our defensive plan is we take their wide receiver one, Jalen Ramsey is on him, and everybody else is really just in zone. And you're like, oh, okay, that's the plan? Yeah, that's the plan. We walked in here saying, Jalen Ramsey, you follow that guy. That's your job. and like, at first, that was cool. And then we were
that's how the people were trying to talk about Jalen Johnson, though. Like, he was doing all
that's
that.
That's what happened in the first half.
No, he was playing good in the first half.
No, I'm not.
And then the Packers moved him. The Packers dodged the smoke. They dodged. They took Devontae Adams. They gave him a ventilator.
I ain't gonna make it seem like Jalen Johnson was gonna shut him out the whole game.
Red flag.
But he played good in the first half. Now you might be taking that you stretching that one.
Yeah. Cut the shit. You ain't about to fuck my whole top 10. Yeah, let me hold on. Hey, that was Quise's top 10. Thank you guys for listening. All right, let me get on Aunt Ass real quick. I'm gonna let you know. They moved Devontae Adams all over the field all the time. It's not like they were trying not to use him because he was injured. And then they were like, okay, we're not kind of getting where we want. There ain't no dodging smoke. They moved that man around all the time.
Look.
Cry about it.
Look, I'm not even like.
Just know that. Hey, wait. It ain't we. I'm a Ravens fan. Just know that Shicey Rogers owns that damn franchise. Y'all might want to cut him a check. See if you can get him to come play for the Bears.
You know, like all time, we still beat the Packers more than the Packers.
Okay, that's all time.
Okay,
bro.
So what we talking about? We're talking about ownership. Look, so here's what I'm gonna say. I'm not even mad that the Packers did it the way they did it. I'm mad that our coaching did not respond very well.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. So here's what I'm trying to say. There have been a lot of games where the Bears have been up big early, and Aaron Rodgers has came back and snatched the soul and hope out of Chicago.
That boy, like soul snatcher to the Bears.
So like when we were up, when we were up, like I was there, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not think we were gonna win the game. At no point in time did I think, oh, wow, we're gonna beat them at Lambeau. I was thinking, wow, we might cover the spread. So, and the spread was 12, mind you, and we still lost by 15. So, insane. This was not unusual. Like, just 2 Bears Packers meetings ago, three in the very beginning of the season last year. That's actually what happened. We went up massively on them, had like a 17-point halftime lead, and then we lost.
I think it's just because Rodgers don't want to lose to y'all. He's like, yeah, say that shit for another day.
I mean,
it's insane, bro.
It doesn't help that they have a better coach. It doesn't help that at this moment they have a better quarterback and have had the better quarterback his entire tenure. Like, Jake Cutler was the closest to competing with him.
Boy, not even close.
And that was.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Jake Cutler got a shit like personality, whatever. But that man is talented. I am not gonna hold that man. That man was like Josh Allen.
Mr. INT,
just not giving a shit, bro. Just like, okay, sling.
I mean, he did have a crazy arm, but he also he liked to turn the ball over a lot too.
He also liked to not play full seasons, always get hurt, and was a poor motivator. I was there. I lived through it, right? And I'm like, look, you know where I stand on this. Fuck 12, always consistently. But I'm not one of the Bears fans that like saw the first half and was super gassed. I was like one of the Bears fans that saw the first half and went, oh, they're gonna make adjustments and we won't.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I thought y'all was gonna win because I thought the fact that Devontae Adams not being healthy and you could see it on the field,
Jerry Jackson was just clamping that nigga. That's what happened.
I thought it was gonna be a good game, and then it just started getting a little out of hand, and I was like, well, there goes that thought.
Is you Jalen Johnson fucking agent? You trying to get this man paid? What you got going on, bro?
Hey, we ain't got no money. You need to calm down.
So I want to know if Ant got anything interesting on these Bills, or do you got a reason or any thoughts for the reason for that decline?
So I've been telling y'all this for a
while. They got
a
running back at quarterback.
Yo.
Hey. My man got a turf toe now.
I've been waiting to say that forever, boy. Oh, go ahead.
That boy got turf toe now too.
Look, I've been saying this for a while, but I've been telling y'all the Bills are fraudulent, right? And I still believe that to be the case. I believe the Bills are the 2020 Steelers, right? And everybody looks at all the stats, and the stats are eye-popping for the Bills, right? Like number 3 points per game defense, number 6 offense, like third down percentage on defense, top 3 in the league, blah, 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 blah. I don't care because everybody they faced was ass. Like, bruh, they have played 5 teams that are 500 or better. They lost to 4 of them. The only one they beat was Kansas City. And that's back when Kansas City was in a slump.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the Bills have not beat a single good team all year long, but they played Miami early. They were bad. They played Washington. They played Houston. They played Miami again. They played Jacksonville, the Jets. Yeah. Like they are not like this team is not good, bro. This is the 2020 Steelers all over again, where like you see the schedule, it's really easy. They demolish teams with a wide margin of victory, and then things start getting weird towards the end, and you're like, yo, what happened? The Steelers collapse. Oh my God. And this Bills team has been the same Bills team all year long. They can't run the ball. Right.
Number one, that's a fact. We were saying that before the season.
Exactly. They can't run the ball. They are very one-dimensional, and their defense is not as good as you think. Like,
and they just lost Trey White too for the season. So
that hurts.
Ooh.
But their defense was never that good. Like you got to play Miami, Washington, Houston 3 weeks in a row, and then you got to play Miami, Jacksonville, and the Jets 3 weeks in a row in both like September and October, November. Like you just got long streaks of shit that you've just been shoveling.
I'm gonna go against the grain with you on this one. Yeah. I think they are a good team. I think it just them not having a running back is showing its ugly head every damn week, bro. Because every time they play someone, everybody know they're gonna throw the ball, bro. Like everybody knows you're gonna throw the ball. And then you lost Tre'Davious White, who is like maybe that pass that Brashard Perriman catches. He probably is not catching that on Tre'Davious White, but Edmonds had to get him. So yeah, granted, in the matchup schemes, maybe White wouldn't have been on him anyway, but maybe it would have been a better situation with White being on the field. I just feel like they need a running back, and it keeps showing up. It's like they don't even try. They're like last in attempts. So I don't like. And then
they don't try because they can't do it.
Yeah, they can't run the ball.
But they don't like they don't even be an attempt. Like if I gave you 11 carries, Terrence, and then you weren't getting going, it's because I only gave you 11 carries.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the Chiefs. I feel like the Chiefs run more than them, and they're having more success now because they keep on running the ball too.
Yeah,
the Chiefs could always run the ball though.
They just chose not to. They literally were like, "Hey, we're not running the ball. I don't care what you do. Mahomes is throwing it. Like don't care."
Teams are playing too high safety, saying, "Run the ball. We dare you." And they're like, "Well, we don't really want to." And then they finally did and got their shit together. Teams are like, I mean, Buffalo. You could try to run the ball. We are positive we'll stop it with our front four.
I just feel like Buffalo, and I don't think they're trash. Like Bills Mafia is wild, but I don't think they're trash because if you look at what happened against the Patriots, if Diggs can locate the spinning ass ball in the end zone, then you make Belichick and the boys have to do more, which granted they probably would have adjusted to it anyway. But that play against the Bucs is like that shit was just so like bogus. Like it's crazy. Brashard Perriman takes it 58 yards to the touchdown.
Yeah, but they were also getting their shit stomped in the majority of that game and then rallied back in like the fourth.
Well, they rallied though. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, like, so you're really trying to tell me they had like a quarter and like a fourth of good football and they got hoed because of the Brashard Perriman 1 yard, like one catch touchdown, like you and OT.
Well, yeah, because he gave
you lucky to get there.
No, because if you think about it, the play where they throw the Diggs, that's a defensive pass interference, bro. I'm not gonna.
I did see that, but
that's a pass.
And lucky to get to that point,
but they called it. They called it earlier in the game for the Bucs, so that's where it's like, bro, you gotta call that because Diggs.
Yeah, you do.
Carlton Davis is a physical corner. I don't think he's a great corner, but he's gonna be physical. Diggs is gonna catch that ball over him, so that ends it right then and there. And then Tremaine Edmonds, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. There was only 2 routes that Brashard Perriman is gonna run. He's gonna cross your face. He's gonna go behind you, and he literally just gave him the between route with no. If you know there's no help like in the middle of the field or on that side, why the hell would you send him this way? Like you just let him face cut you and just you ain't fast enough to catch him. Like I don't
insane. I mean, I feel like they are a decent team. Like it's gonna be, it's gonna be fun to watch, next week when we gotta play them next week again.
What
But
makes decent? Because Marquis said they ain't got no run game, but
and that's
what's
they
good. How can you be good and not run the ball? So I want to know what makes a decent team.
I mean, you can be good and not run the ball because look at the Chiefs. They were still winning games when they wouldn't run the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they could.
They could, but I'm saying I'm counting on the fact
they can't. The Chiefs were never not able to run the ball. They were just like Patrick Mahomes is just going out here looking God level. It's a waste of a possession to not put the ball in his hands.
This is just an extension of the run right here.
Yeah, it's like it was like a waste of a possession to not put the ball in his hands until this year, and then they started running it. Yeah. Like the Bills can't. Not they choose not to, they can't.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like that's what honestly separates them too, because their running game is non-existent.
You can't be good and not run the ball, especially this late in the season.
That's a big factor for sure. So now we got this 4th and 5 segment here. So Quise, some growing concerns with your Ravens, and now you got the Lamar Jackson injury. So tell us a little bit about what's going on with your team.
I don't know what's going on with this team, bro. Lamar's trying to do everything because the team is god awful. There's no offensive line. There's no help in between from tackle all the way to the other tackle. I don't know what Villanueva is doing. Villanueva, he's showing you
the whole O-line trash.
Bro, Villanueva was showing you why the Steelers let him go. The Steelers throw the ball, and this man couldn't block for the Steelers. So I wonder why. That makes sense why the Steelers didn't sign him. I think Kevin Zeitler from the Giants that we got, the right guard, he's not playing horrible. Bradley Bozeman at center's not. But that's like 2 people out of the rest of the line. Like it looks bad. I don't know, bro.
I think y'all just put a lot at this point on Lamar's shoulders, and it's like with the depletion that y'all had, it's starting, to rear its head.
We put too much on the shoulders, and now you add the fact we don't have any corners. So think about this. Next year we are 20th in cap. We have 27 mil, right? You still got to pay Lamar. So who knows what that's going to do? Exactly. And he deserves
it. At least you can, like, when you
extend him,
you can also like defer
stretch
a lot of his
defer the money.
You can stretch it out.
But he needs to get paid. Deshaun Elliott, the safety that we had that just got injured, he was playing for a payday. So you got to think
the benefit though. All the niggas that about to get paid got hurt, and I hate to say that because I want them all to get their money. But the team is probably looking like that is very helpful for us.
But some of them dudes ain't gonna take a discount though. Elliott can go play somewhere else. I feel like he's not gonna take a discount. So you got that. I think they gotta pay Pat Ricard, our fullback, and we're notorious for letting fullbacks go. Kyle Juszczyk is on the fucking Niners looking amazing. So you have that. We got some.
Y'all converted him from D line too, right?
Ricard was on he plays both. I don't think he got converted, but he plays like on the defensive line. Then he'll play for he's taking snaps at the defensive line. He's pretty versatile. It's crazy.
Yeah, I knew he's played both.
It's crazy, but if you go for it, I don't know how they really fixed this team. To be honest, I like that they actually got Rashard Bateman involved in the last game.
Yeah, he looked good.
He looked good. Tyler Huntley, I think, looked great. Even trying to lead them back, he almost did it. So,
he had some shades of Lamar plays out there too.
No, but they played together in high school or against each other. So if I'm the Browns, I wouldn't be too excited about that win because if he gets that 4th and 6, it's a wrap. Justin Tucker's booting the bitch in, and it's over.
But they also sat Baker, so like they sat Baker early as hell. So like Case Keenum was out there. I agree. There still was no way that game should have been like a 2-point game at the end. It covered the bet for me, so I was massively happy because I bet the Ravens.
But I mean, you got to think about it too. In that close of a game, like, okay, I feel like you can replace a Baker and be okay, winning by however much. But when you look at the Ravens, like, hey, we ain't got no corners, we ain't got no running backs. We ain't got this, we ain't got that, like safety, like we just heard everywhere. Quarterback going out. Now we got replacement quarterback coming in, and you still had a chance to win the game. Like,
People,
when
people,
you're looking at
people
the
are
Browns, like,
That's coaching. That's just that's like John Harbaugh runs a really, really, really well run ship.
people are saying
Next man up mentality.
These games are winnable. These next couple games, but with these no corners, bro, Devontae Adams and Marquise Valdes-Scantling are probably gonna have a field day against these corners. Like, I don't really want to watch this Packers game. I'm not gonna lie to you. I watch every Ravens game. This is one game I like. If I can find something to do on Sunday, I'm probably gonna.
I'm gonna tell you this now. Y'all finna run a lot of deep zone. Ain't no balls going over y'all head. Keep everything underneath. I think that's gonna be the game plan.
To just end it on this like little rant, I just don't know what the team does going into the offseason. I'm glad we get the guys back. We do. Ryan Stanley hopefully be back. It's harder for those big dudes to come back from those ACLs and ankle injuries, but he'll come back. Gus the Bus, JK, Marcus Peters. People saying release Marcus Peters. I'm like, you dumb as hell. He got the most interceptions in a 2-year span. I put it on Twitter out of like the graphic of Trevon Diggs.
I saw it because they was missing.
Yeah, no, I'm not releasing him, bro. There's no way. Either I try to get another deal worked out, or I just keep him on the deal he's at. And I would move him to safety, bro, and go get another corner. Because our safety's going to leave, move him to safety. That's all I can think, but it's going to be wild. I mean, we done had a rougher time, so I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah, so Keith said he done with his rant about his team, so ain't going to give us a little rant about Rodgers owning the Bears. I mean,
we kind of got into this, bro. Fuck 12. You already
know what it is. We don't need
I got a mission statement. Like
I just had to hear it one more time. My bad. I just had to hear it one more time.
It's laminated. It's like, yo, like, what'd you think about the look? Fuck 12. Like,
look for the guys at home that want to hear that again and get a little laugh.
Man, that shit. Like, I was irked by how much fun it looked like Matt Nagy was having instead of planning.
Yeah.
As if some shit was pop.
Listen, that boy said he up out of here after this year, so it don't even matter what going for the rest of the season. That boy said, listen, he drawing X and O.
Don't worry, Allen Robinson will be out there too next season, and I think Khalil Mack is gonna be like, hey, I gotta go.
Yeah, that boy probably there too.
Look,
I mean, it helps him get off the salary.
Y'all should have got off of him when he was healthy. When y'all could have got.
No, I don't. Let's be honest. A team's still gonna take a haul. Like if I was the Ravens, if they had money to do it, I'd fucking do it in a heartbeat. So you gotta think a playoff team. Like imagine the Chiefs were like, hey, we'll take them, bro. Like you gotta think.
Yeah, there's still a lot of teams for sure that
we got. I don't want to let go of him. We got some cap things that are open up. Like we'll be off of Jimmy Graham. We gave him a lot of money. I think we should be on the tail end of Nick Foles.
I can tell you how much money y'all gonna have.
That man Jimmy said, I'm only playing the game in the red zone.
y'all gonna be.
If we don't make it to the red zone, I ain't getting a snap.
Y'all,
what the hell?
Y'all 12 out of 32 next year. You're gonna have projected 44 mil. But that's not to say that's what if you bring Allen back. If you don't,
well, you think he gone?
He gone. But
yeah, he up out of there.
He up out of there. But now you look at it, you got to bring in another receiver. You need another receiver, a top dude. So maybe you can.
I think we go Michael Gallup. We should go for Michael Gallup.
Bro, y'all remember Kevin White?
Wait, you said Michael Gallup to replace Allen Robinson?
Well, I don't think you're gonna get. Well, if
he's not Allen Robinson,
but you're not going to get Allen Robinson's talent without paying Allen Robinson money, and it seems like we already have an aversion to paying Allen Robinson money. Chris Godwin's going to be asking for Allen Robinson money.
That man gonna be
because he took a discount to run the ring back. So like if we want to give up,
that wasn't even by choice.
Just not for Allen Robinson, and we want to go for Chris Godwin, sure. But in what seems to be our price range, Michael Gallup.
Okay.
Michael Gallup and Darnell Mooney across from each other is actually kind of nice.
Y'all got some young guys.
It's young, but it's nice.
It's doable if you fix the line. You got David Montgomery, Justin Fields. Maybe you get another tight end in there involved.
Still got a running back come back and Tariq Cohen that should be coming back.
You got Cole.
Passes too.
I think we should get the fuck about that bro contract.
And you got
play all year. And he's like 18
I think
months
he's still
past
hurt.
His injury. He's 18 months past that injury.
Yeah, but I think he would play if he wasn't injured, though.
But
I do too, but we have an out in his contract and we need to rebuild.
Didn't he
That's
have
true.
something going on though? Like, didn't his brother pass too when he got injured?
That's not what's going on though. He's on the physically unable to play list. He's on
No, but I'm
PUP.
saying like dealing with that, being injured too. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love Tariq Cohen. I think he's like, I'm a big fan of his game, but we already have David Montgomery and now Khalil Herbert on a rookie deal.
That's true too, though. That's true.
I think you guys need to get another safety on the other side of Eddie Jackson. It
Ain't
cannot
gonna lie,
be.
Tariq Cohen dang near could play receiver though.
He too
He
small.
could.
He's stretching it because they got.
I mean, he playing running back. How he too small for a receiver?
but they got Jakeem Grant out there. He's already small and they're burning.
That's true too. That's true.
It's really just
Mooney's
like,
not even a big dude either. So like, you should gonna line up the minion defense or the minion
listen.
offense.
They burn the rubber out there.
yeah, you better be fast.
Hey, catch us if you can. Everybody out there like Tyreek Hill.
But they do got a bright spot though. Robert Quinn's playing great this year. You got I love Roquan Smith. I think Eddie Jackson's good, but he needs help. He can't be the only limelight in the secondary. I think if you can get a corner on the other side of Johnson, so either you put a corner out there and then it makes more sense for Eddie in the back. But Taj Gibson, or I forget his name, Gibson is too damn old to like. You need to have him in the rotation, but not starting, if that makes sense. Like he can't be.
Oh, Travis Gibson.
Yeah, he can't be the starting safety on the other side of Jackson. Like it ain't working.
We just got to fix the line. The line comes first. After the line, you can try to beef up the defense a little bit. But like that is like fixing the line.
Number one is getting
priority.
Nagy up out of there. He tried.
Well, I feel like that seems to be the way people are talking about it, a really done deal. And the real decision is, do we get rid of? Are you talking about Tayshaun Gibson or Travis Gibson?
Tayshaun, the safety.
Talking about TJ?
Safety. Yeah. Okay. So
he got to go, but not go, but he can't be starting at safety. You can maybe get somebody like Will Fuller at he might not come with a steep price because he's always injured, but then he's always
He was just hurt this whole season.
No, we pass.
Juju.
Pass.
He was on a 1 year deal.
Pass. We too young.
Juju, you said
he's still young though.
We too young. We are like the team is too young.
Juju's young, but he's a vet though. At the same time,
that's my problem. Juju can't be our vet because Juju is not a vet. Our team is too young for Juju to be our vet star wide receiver.
I don't know if OBJ gonna want to come.
Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like Juju can't be our culture setter. And I ain't got nothing against him. He's like, you are trying to rebuild a very young team with an offensive identity that is not established yet outside of David Montgomery is really fucking good at football. And like,
man, he's really turning up now that he came back. Boy.
Yeah, right. Like that's our identity. David Montgomery is really good at football, and Justin Fields is high potential. That's our identity. Like that's all we got. Right? We can run the ball, and Justin Fields has high potential. There's nothing really else identifiable about our offense. So I just feel like you got to fix the line, boost the running game. It boosts Justin Fields, helps him develop more, helps you actually score points. Because like we are scoring less points than when the Bears were in leather helmets.
Oh God. Go ahead, Chance. Oh
boy,
my God.
Insane. So y'all already see how he feel about his team, man. He feel like there's no hope right now. They're about to hit the reset button, hit the rebuild button. I feel like is what Ant is saying over there. It's what he calling for. I mean, as for the Patriots, man, we was on the bye week, still felt like, victory Monday yesterday for us, especially after, the Bills losing, taking a 2-game lead in the AFC East. I mean, the grass gonna be green on this side. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But this week, yeah, I mean, big game, big game this week, man. I mean, play these Colts on Saturday. I mean,
that's a stiff defense, boy.
And the offense running that ball.
Run game. They can so does Bill show up and just be like, all right, y'all not running the ball. Carson Wentz, do it. I bet JC Jackson grabs 2 of these.
I mean, we got our defense. It's not like we know slapdicks over there now.
Jonathan Taylor is at least going for 80 yards. He's not getting shut off. I don't think so.
He's not getting shut off.
Not with that line, the way they run the ball. Their defense is good too. They got Kellen Moore in the slot. Shutting shit down in the slot. So you
But
add that.
I don't think Carson can win him the game though against us.
I
If they
don't-
need a play, I don't think Carson will be able to make that play against our defense.
But Frank Wright been doing real good at like, you know,
They ain't been able to run the ball. Like you go and you play a team like, you know, the Bucks, for example, where you know you're not going to run the ball
against Tampa. No, he should have though.
Yeah, he should have. They didn't. I don't think they had Vita Vea that game.
No, they did, but he came. He
just came back.
Supposed to play. He just came back.
Yeah,
Jonathan Taylor still averaged like 5 yards a carry in that game, and like the Colts, I think at that point were undefeated if he had rushed 19 times or more in the season.
Oh yeah, Wentz threw the game away. The second half though, it wasn't it because they stopped running the ball.
Yeah,
as much as they were running.
They started running the ball at like the third, fourth quarter after Tampa already tied the game.
Yeah, it's too late, bro. Brady already got rolled.
Really hot. Like you remember, Wentz got really hot. They got up a lot, so they just kept
Lenny
throwing the
hot.
ball. even though, like I don't understand how I get Wentz is hot. You're up a ton. Isn't that when you start running the ball to eat?
You
clock?
should, yeah.
Bro, they got Nakeem Hines, Jonathan Taylor. I don't know if Marlon Mack was suited up. Boy, I'm running the ball. You run the ball? Easy, bro. With Quentin Nelson, say less. We run the ball, bro.
Listen, I mean, I'm definitely excited. I think it's going to be a good game. I just don't know I don't think Carson can win him the game. Like, I don't feel like running the ball against us is going to win them the game. Like,
I feel like it's going to be a big game for y'all, not do or die, but it's going to be a bigger game if Carson can win them the game. Or not even win the game, just not get a turnover, a costly turnover. If he can just, play efficient, good, just not turn the ball over. And then say you guys just beat him with a field goal or something, that's fine. But he can't look bad because you get into the stretch where like it's playoff time. He's supposed to be playing a certain way. Yeah, he can't lose them the game.
Honestly, I'm feeling real good, honestly, because end of the day, like I feel, especially at this point in the season, I feel real good going to every week, honestly. But now, coming off a bye week, albeit I know they're coming off the bye week as well. But I mean, to be real, like Bill has, like his coaching this year has been insane. And we got Kyle Duggar, who didn't even play against the Bills, coming back, and like
I like Duggar.
Man, he was a steal. And then we got nice. Christian Barmore, who's still a rookie up front. Like he might not have all the stats, but pressures, he might not have all the sacks and stuff, but the pressures he's getting.
People pass on him because of the college shit and nothing, and he's just been booming there. Judon's playing like an animal in that system. I just think
Kyle Van Noy resurged.
Yeah, I think they're playing.
As soon as he left the Dolphins.
Hey, Terrence, it's funny. I said that was going to happen too. Like when he got back to the Patriots, he's going to play good because I don't think he was bad. But I just think if you guys get the rolling like you will, I think maybe you beat him, maybe you don't. But going forward, it's just going to come down to once you get in the playoffs, if a team can score on you, then it's going to be like, okay, well, let's get Mac going. And I'm not saying Mac's going to be bad, but at some point, a rookie shows he's a rookie. And Mac just ain't showed he's really a rookie. One game he threw 3 interceptions one game?
They weren't all his fault though.
Okay. All right, I'll give him a pass. But there's gonna be that one rookie game where shit just don't look right, and he gonna look like a rookie. And
we're gonna see though, because he played in some big moments though. But he played in some big moments, even in Alabama and Sean. So I feel like
it's different though in the league though. It's different.
Bill coaches to not put him in a position where he could have that game.
No, but I'm saying, say the defense plays a team that puts up points is what I'm saying. I'm not saying like he's gonna just put him in that situation like out the gate, like, hey, bro, you gotta deliver the ball over the place. I'm saying once they get in the playoffs, say they play a team like the Titans or whatever, and they can't stop Derrick Henry because he's coming back, and then it's like, bro, you gotta score. Then that's what I'm saying. Is he gonna look like a rookie? Or is he gonna dial up and down the field? And you're like, okay, well, let's go.
I think he takes short passes that end up going for a lot of yards. They do some bubble screens.
Honestly, I think he can. Like you look at the Cowboys game, the Bucks game.
Boy, that Cowboys game, I don't care what nobody says. Shit was a gamble, boy.
It was.
That shit should have been pit, bro. I remember jumping off the bed when he threw that. It was clean though. If I'm
that's all I gotta say.
Bro, if I'm Diggs, I would have beat the shit out of the safety after that, bro. Because you can see Diggs let up on going for it because he's like, oh, the safety's like gonna clean him or catch it. No, the safety just whiffs. But yeah,
I mean, like
I'm excited.
I feel like we still have a lot of. I feel like we got a lot of ball. Like even when we play the Bills again, like we showed them none of the schemes that we had, like passing the ball against them.
Yeah,
Like the only thing we did was run the ball. So next time we play the Bills, it's going to look completely different.
Yeah,
I'm more worried about your Colts game.
I'm excited to see what y'all do because that Colts game, like we said, that Colts game is going to show you because
it's going to be interesting.
The teams ain't stopping them running the ball like that. So you're going to have that. I don't know who you guys are projected to play in the first round. I think it's us. Like you get the bye, and then it's either us or the Chargers you would have to play. Hopefully, in your case, hopefully you would play us and then you get a win. But if you I'm gonna be honest. Like
honestly, I think we can beat the Chargers again. It was only so close last time because Jalen Mills gave up a late touchdown. Like literally at the end of the game
is terrible.
Listen, I already said our second corner behind JC Jackson, you know, our situation there.
Yeah. They got that Chargers team got the Eiffel Towers with Mike Evans and Keenan Allen. It's ridiculous, bro. And Mike Williams be looking insane, bro. I think he's a free agent this summer too.
I believe so. Yeah, Mike Williams is.
You could throw him a decent. I'm saying not big money, but you know some money.
Decent. I would like because like we just don't really have a great big body target in Chicago.
He's big,
not a tight end. Like there's not a tight end. We don't like Kokemet.
He's nice.
Who's we off of like. It would be nice. Like Justin Fields does not have that throw it up 50-50 ball. Let him just go up there and grab it.
Yeah.
I'm not against it.
And after the catch this year, he's been crazy, bro. Even on those 50-50 ones, when he gets it and he got room, bro, he's making people miss and he's just running.
Yeah, Mike Williams arguably has been the best receiver on the team this year. I mean,
that's the thing.
I think it's probably more because people were really focused on Keenan Allen after what he's been able to do. And now Mike Williams has a better scheme for him. Like Brandon Staley is using Mike Williams in a better way. I think, and that's important. Like I don't think he's better than Keenan Allen, bro. I'm
not saying he's better, but I'm saying like arguably
having a better year this year.
Yeah, he's having a better year. That's all I'm saying. Like he's playing better this year.
Hey, I'm letting the fans know I'm reneging and getting out of this Browns Super Bowl pick.
Definitely 100%, 1,000,000%. I'm out of there as soon as I can.
We got that coming up when the playoffs start. You know, we'll pick our picks again. But yeah, I'm letting. Well, listen,
Browns might not even make the playoffs, so that's looking so bad. So we got a fan favorite that we bringing back this week.
You brought it back. Damn,
got the overtime segment. Got the overtime segment for y'all boys. So I got 3 short and sweet questions.
The champ, boy.
So this is gonna be short and sweet, a clear-cut favorite within 3 questions here. And I got the Bears versus the Ravens trivia. So all right. Start off. First question. We have the Chicago Bears versus the Baltimore Ravens is all these questions that I have, like I said. So y'all have played a total of 7 times. So it's going to be a clear-cut favorite because you can only, or, y'all can choose either or. It don't matter. You choose same answer. But who leads the series 4-3?
Ravens.
It's probably Ravens.
Both of y'all are wrong. Chicago leads 4-3.
4-3. Oh, okay.
It must have been.
Y'all took the lead that last game.
It must have been them dog years when Flacco, because we don't play y'all a lot. So I'm thinking those years after this. No, I'm talking about
like every 4 years. Y'all play every 4 years.
Yeah, I'm talking about after the Super Bowl when we were just awful. It's probably when you guys were just like, yeah, we got you.
Yeah, I thought y'all took the 4-3 lead with the last win.
Are you talking about this year?
Yeah, I thought
they just beat us. Like they just beat us.
The
one that would have taken
November 21st.
Mm-hmm.
So we got who has scored the most points during this series, the 7-game series. So the team that has scored the most points leads at 117-110. Who has scored the most points?
I mean, you got to score the most points to win.
Bears.
The Bears.
No, I'm saying like 117-110. That's all I'm saying.
No, because depending on blowouts.
Yeah.
Like the Ravens could score more points if the Ravens just had blowout wins, close losses.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
I'm gonna go with the Bears.
So Ant got that one. So 1-7. Well, no. Keith got that one. The Ravens outscored them. Yeah.
Oh,
but y'all, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't necessarily have to be winning.
Yeah, I knew that the Ravens could have had it. I just didn't want to take them.
the point differential there.
I don't want to hear that shit. I'm
so you got one more. You can potentially tie it up here.
I'm the one that told you it was the thing.
Those first two.
I told you the answer, how it worked.
So those first two was Ravens related. Now this one, I had to sway off a little bit, right? So what school has produced the most football Hall of Famers? Is it Notre Dame, USC, Ohio State, or Michigan?
Oh, damn.
Ohio State.
Bro.
So he said Ohio State. So you got Notre Dame.
I'm going
USC,
Michigan
or Ohio State.
Michigan.
So it's actually Notre Dame with 13. So Quise won it 1-0.
Hey, you know,
some toughies though. Listen, I ain't y'all know.
That's wild. The one that he got, I gave to.
Listen, me and Nick will talk about this all the time. Sometimes he be winning on some technicalities, you know.
Hey, y'all better get it together. Come correct, you know, champion. I'm about to get me.
Here.
Hey, stay tuned. I'm about to get a new graphic made just for the overtime segment with me holding the belt. You know,
holding the belt.
Every time we throw the overtime,
he done won on too many technicalities to be claiming himself the king of OT, man.
I at least got 15 to damn near 20 wins in OT, easy.
Hey, and he done rolled out back a lot of the time too to the win. He done.
Yeah, I wasn't. I'm not like, go ahead. It ain't that big a deal. You can have that one.
Hey, it's okay. Yeah, he won, but we definitely appreciate y'all tuning in with us, checking out this episode. And go ahead and shout yourself out, Ant, one more time before we get up out of here.
You know, it was good, y'all. Y'all can catch me at the Fly Route Pod. We drop episodes every Friday, and we active on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. The handle's the same everywhere.
All right. Yeah, man. We definitely appreciate Ant coming through with us again. We know y'all really like to rock with Ant as well. And make sure y'all go check him out on Twitter. Make sure y'all check out everything.
Yeah,
everything.
Make sure y'all check us out. Big shout out to our like normal listeners. Like we got Daniel, we got my boy Nas, he's having a baby. He's gonna be a dad.
Congrats.
And he just got engaged. So big shout out to him. You know, he needs something positive going in his life because the Raiders are fucking awful. Big shout out to Kobe. He's a Bucks fan. So you know, him and Daniel are loving it. The boys
definitely
are winning. So yeah, just big shout out to y'all that be tuning in all the time, staying locked in with us. We appreciate it.
Definitely appreciate everybody who stayed on, listening to this point. This has been Cover 4 with the guys. We out of here.